You know, that's when you got to do everything. You got to scrub the shower, you got to shave the legs, you got to make sure everything is good to go.
I didn't shave my legs, she did.
We have been on the road for about 3 hours today. We are stopping at our first stop, which is for fuel. We are at a petrol this time, so we'll see how much of a discount we get with them. They're partners with TA, so hopefully we'll get the same discount as TA. All right, we're having trouble with our discount card. It says it is inactive, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that, so let's go inside and see. So it declined our savings card and it says it's inactive, so I'm gonna have to investigate this and see what happened from Love's to here. So that's really weird. Houston, we have a problem.
Well, I don't know what the problem is just yet.
The problem is we have no Wi-Fi, and I went to go check it to plug it in, and apparently 2 of our outlets are not working.
We're going to investigate right now. We had to stop. We had to pull over so we can investigate.
I
Stacy
need
needs her
Wi-Fi. I can't work while we're rolling if we don't have Wi-Fi. So let's see what we can find out. So he's checking behind me here in the cabinet where we keep our Wi-Fi. Power? No power.
We got power to the antenna. Yeah,
Phil said the microwave is out. Is the fridge out?
Yep.
Fridge is out. Yes.
So that means we're not inverting.
So we have a problem.
Inverter was off.
Why is the inverter off?
Did you hit it when
I
you were
hit
up here?
fave 1.
Maybe I hit it.
Oh, because you were reaching for
when I reached up, maybe that's what I did. So we're not inverting. Now everything's back on.
All right, so let's show them what we're talking about because...
Yeah, now we've got lights. Yeah.
I was panicking. We need power.
So I did that. So when I reached up... All right, let's reenact this.
Oh, we're gonna...
So
okay.
I was driving and I was trying to get Stacy to read what our battery state of charge was. So I reached up and I hit the button that I thought was phase so she could see it. And apparently I hit the inverter off, and when Stacy checked it, she had to actually get up and check it. When she did, she just saw the state of charge. She didn't notice that the green inverter light was off. So that was my fault. I did that when I reached up.
So thankfully, crisis is easily averted.
Yeah,
pushing a button is nothing, but
yeah.
Girls got to have power.
Yeah, I screwed that up. That was on me.
All right, so I guess while we're here, we can do bathroom breaks,
Which means lunch, let's walk the dog. Shoot.
We'll knock it all out. Apparently, Phil's hungry. He's asking for lunch.
Well, now you got me out of my seat. I got it. Guys got to eat.
What else is new?
Looks like the grommet is still in place. The RTV silicone or adhesive actually did its job, so let me let you take a peek. Boom. So the grommet stayed. Looks like the sealant is going to hold. So I'll just keep an eye on the other one in case it gets loose, and I'll put some of that on there as well. But again, as a reminder, if you have dual tires on your RV, check and make sure that your valve stem is secure somehow so it doesn't vibrate inside the rim and cut a hole in your valve stem, and you end up with a slow leak. So this worked.
So yesterday we did a huge push, and we made it all the way to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, we drove 424 miles yesterday. We were on the road for 9 hours.
Yeah.
We did make 3 stops, but we wanted to get as much as we could out of the way because we still have a couple travel days in front of us.
Yeah. And Phil, of course, did a great job getting us here safely. So his reward this morning was biscuits and gravy.
You know, you got to keep the driver happy. Got to keep the machine oiled.
Yeah, so yesterday I just wanted to fill you guys in for those of you who haven't been following our channel for very long. Just so you know, we have 6 100 amp Battleborn batteries. So we love our lithium, and we have 1200 watts of solar on the roof.
Yeah, those batteries have been a game changer for us. We can run everything but the ACs on our batteries, and it's been like being at the house. You just hit the switch and everything works. But yesterday our state of charge was 42% when we woke up. And by the time we made it here, we had good sun all day. We were at 98%.
All right, so today's mission is to make it to a casino. We have just under, I think, what, 300 miles today to
Something
hit?
like that, yeah.
All right, so we'll see how the day goes. First stop is a TA.
Finally, so we're going to see if our TSD card is going to work today. Yesterday it did not.
Yeah, Phil made some phone calls to try to figure out what was going on, and they said there was a company-wide outage. So apparently everyone's card didn't work yesterday. So hopefully, she said it's all taken care of. So I guess we're going to find out.
Come on. Boom. We saved $23.68 at this TA. It's $180. I shouldn't say. It's $189 at the pump. Our total is $166 is what we spent. So the unit price per gallon was $2.97. At the pump, it's $3.39 a gallon. So that's significant. I'll take $23 any day.
Sure beats our last savings.
Yeah, zero.
Well, $9.
Oh, $9 at a Love's.
Yeah.
So.
And we put more in the tank.
Yeah, TA is the way to go. Right now, they've got the best. TA Petro has the best discounts.
As you can see, we made it to our next overnight boondocking locations, but it wasn't without a plan B and a plan C.
Yeah, with a plan D is hanging in the balance. We thought we were going to have to go that far into the planning.
So initially, we had planned on stopping about 30 minutes east of Flagstaff at a casino, and as we got closer, I realized that the casino was still closed for COVID. So we had to move to plan B. Plan B was overnighting at a Cracker Barrel, so when we got there, actually in Flagstaff, we realized it was already full, RVs everywhere, so that wasn't going to work for us.
Yeah, it was one of the smaller parking lots at a Cracker Barrel that we've seen, so it wasn't a showstopper. We just went to plan C.
So for plan C, I went online to see what other companies were here in Flagstaff that might let us overnight park. Walmart was off the table. The city ordinance says no overnight at Walmart,
nope.
And I read people got booted, so we did not want that.
No.
So I looked up Sam's Club because they usually allow it. I gave them a call and said, do you allow overnight parking? They said, absolutely, just park in the back. And as you can see,
we're in the back.
Yep.
Well, we're back side.
So
we're probably 40 feet away from turning around the back side of the corner, and there were a ton of big rigs back there unloading, so this was a safe spot right here.
Yeah, and it was actually a really quiet, nice spot. Of course, we have the building here on our right, but on our left, we have all the mountains.
Look at this view right there.
Yep, really nice.
So that's what we got to look at this morning, and we got to
be tortured.
We have the windows open. It got down to into the 40s last night. Slept really, really good.
And the torture comes through because we've been smelling their bakery all morning. It must be just on the other side of this wall.
Yeah, okay. Hold on a second. My arm was giving out.
Going.
My arm was giving out. So I know you're asking, why not just go to an RV park? Well, we considered that, but we sat for so long in an RV park for the last 35 days. We have solar. We have lithium. We can stay at these places overnight. We're just passing through.
Yep.
We did go and have a little dinner at a local restaurant here that was not a chain, we don't think.
No, it's
so, you know, we paid it forward a little bit there. But this is a way for us to continue to flex our solar and lithium.
Yep. Yep. And plan D was to try and find an RV park if this was not an option, because this was our last overnight freebie option. Oh, sorry for the noise. The bakery looks like they're moving some crates out. So
yeah, it looks like bread crates that they've either filled or whatever, but they're taking them back out here to the back 40.
So how many miles did we do yesterday?
So we did yesterday 315-ish miles on leg 3.
Yep.
So 3-day total mileage-wise was 1,056 miles traveled. And I know you're saying, well, hey, you're supposed to be going slower and you're supposed to be enjoying things. You're right. But we had to extend 4 days in San Antonio because I had to get some knee shots that took us a little longer than we thought. So we're 4 days behind schedule.
Yeah, behind
so
the gun.
We have a timeline. We're going to meet some friends, and we just had to make sure that we stayed on course. And this is what we had to do that. It wasn't too bad. We had one really long day. Leg 2 was about a 9-hour day on the road, where we did about 424 miles. So it wasn't that bad.
And this leg is going to be really simple. It's only 52 miles, so it's only going to be about an hour drive, and we're going to a full hookup campground to prep for boondocking.
Yeah, so we're right on schedule. We're doing what we had planned to do, and you know, it's not even 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm pulling in 900 watts of solar right now. You can't beat it here in Arizona.
Yeah. People are always asking us about prescriptions and medical on the road. You can see I found a parking lot for Phil to park in. That's at a Safeway and a Ross and a few other things. So I am going to walk about a block and a half down for Walgreens because his PA called in Celebrex for him. Sorry about all the car noise. And I'm going to go pick it up. So sometimes you just have to juggle. You have to make it work. We didn't want to take the Jeep off just to drive 1.5 miles to Walgreens from where we were staying for overnight. So.
And here comes Taste now with the prescription. How'd it go?
Done. Easy peasy. Only about 1.5 blocks down.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. She took one for the team because I have a bad wheel.
I figured it'd be much faster if I did it myself.
Yeah, than old peg leg here walking.
All right, we only had an hour to drive, but we did make one pit stop.
Yeah, we had to fuel up. We had to top off because there's nothing north of where we're going, so we stopped here just in case.
So yeah, we're going to be using our generator a lot because it's going to be super hot, so we want to make sure we have all the diesel we need.
Yeah, boondocking, here we come.
Oh, by the way, we are on Navajo land, so that's pretty cool. We popped into the store and we got a couple snacks just to give a little love, and we filled up with fuel.
We made it to the Cameron Trading Post in Cameron, Arizona.
Yeah, so it's, you know, it's not glamorous, but it definitely gave us 30 amp hookup, and we had full water, so we were able to do all those chores we need to do before we boondock for at least 10 days.
Yeah, to include cleaning the front of the rig and rinsing off the Jeep. We had some massive rainstorms on the way up here. So everything was, the Jeep was almost black from all the road grime, and then I had a ton of bugs on the front cap that I don't want baking in this heat because you all know how hard it is to get them off.
Yeah. But we also had to do laundry and do towels and clean because we're not going to have a lot of water to do a lot of cleaning. So we made sure we were all good with that.
Yeah,
so,
we took full advantage of a nice hot shower as long as we wanted.
Amen to that.
For the next 10 days, it's Navy showers.
You know, that's when you got to do everything. You got to scrub the shower, you got to shave the legs, you got to make sure everything is good to go.
I didn't shave my legs, she did.
You did shave your face, though,
I did
so
shave
that
my
counts.
face, yes.
All right, so the Trading Post, we're going to take you over across the street. It has a restaurant, it has a store. We are on Navajo land, so it's pretty cool. Any money you spend over there is actually going to go back to them.
Yeah, and as you can see, that big rig fly by over this huge bridge. This is a pretty awesome view here. The sunsets and sunrises
Over
are
the
spectacular
bridge, yeah.
by the bridge, so we've heard. We didn't get up early enough to see it this morning, but we did see it last night. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, because not only were we cleaning this morning, last night I was trying to get as much stuff done online because I'm not really sure if I'm going to have Wi-Fi when we get out there.
Yeah, we're hearing that AT&T is not that good where we're headed. So fingers crossed we pick up something.
Yeah, so we might be totally unplugged for 10 days, which is not a
bad
thing.
No.
Although by day like 4, I might be twitching a little bit.
We may have to make a run into town or something.
All right, so we are headed across the street. There is a U.S. post office there as well. We have a ton of stuff to mail out for our insiders.
Yep.
So we're going to go do that and maybe pop into the store for just a minute. This is our first insider mailing, so we're so excited. Hopefully I don't drop them everywhere going into the post office.
We'll be playing 85 card pickup if you do. The struggle is real, y'all.
Gotta wear the mask here. Before we show you who we're meeting up with, we thought we would give you the amazing news.
Yes, so with our combined efforts with the community, we were able to raise $10,417 for Homes for Our Troops on their annual day of giving. That is awesome.
That is awesome. You guys pull it out every time you band together, and every time we work together, we make a huge difference. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, and speaking for our vets, thank you. I'm telling you, the real winners in all of this is our veterans.
Yes.
You know, we are doing what we can to help those folks get into a sustainable house, you know, that helps improve their quality of life, their family's quality of life, you name it. And, you know, being veterans, it really hits close to home. And we are super excited to be able to share this news with you and with Homes for Our Troops.
Yeah, it's so exciting. It just, I don't know, I get so overwhelmed whenever we start helping our veterans, because you guys always step up to the plate. And every time I see those numbers climb, my head just spins, because it's always way more than I ever dreamed it could be. So again, thank you. I know our veterans thank you. And that's so much money. I mean, imagine everything it's going to do in a house that's being built.
Yeah.
It's going to make a huge difference.
You know, we're talking $10,000 in the grand scheme of things. That's over a couple of days. You know, and we don't know the tally yet if Homes for Our Troops hit their 400,000.
Yeah.
But every dollar, every 90 cents from that dollar that you donate goes to the veterans. So I mean, it just, I don't know. We need to move on, or somebody's going to be cutting onions real soon.
Yeah,
here.
me. So if you want to know if Homes for Our Troops met their $400,000 goal, click down below, sign up for our newsletter. I'm hoping they'll have all their tally out by Saturday, and I'll put it in the newsletter. Let's go say hello. You can't get out of the car without your camera. No, not with you guys. So good to see you. Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are y'all?
Good.
Awesome. Freely now. That's right. We are all safe.
We made it. Hope I didn't rush you off.
What's going on?
Long time no see. I'm digging her shirt.
You like it? I wore it for you guys. Now, if you want to see all the fun that we're having with Chad and Tara from Changing Lanes, make sure you come back next week, because you're not going to believe what we get into.
Yeah, we might have driven some pretty big rigs through a bunch of sand, loose sand.
Maybe. So make sure you come back. You're going to really enjoy it. We love hanging out with Chad and Tara. It's always a great time. So if you don't know who Chad and Tara is, make sure you click down below, head over to Changing Lanes, and check them out, because they're pretty amazing. Thanks for watching. If you want to catch up with us and everything you don't want to miss out, make sure you sign up for our newsletter. The link is down below. And go over to Facebook and Instagram and follow us there too.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. We love chatting with you, so give us a thumbs up, and
we're
going to see you next week.
No, we're going to see you on the road.